All right, chefs, welcome back. Here we are once again, sticking with Asian cuisine. I'm making one of my favorites, and I'm sure one of your favorites, ramen. Okay, but obviously, as you can see from the ingredients in front here, I'm not just opening up a packet and adding a seasoning packet to some water. We're going to fortify some broth. We're going to actually brine our bone-in chicken thighs. All right, and then we have a whole lot of other prep to do. But right now, I'm just going to be walking you through the brine real quick. This is something I like to call a soy brine. All right, we all know what the basic ingredients for a brine is: salt, sugar, and water. Okay, instead of salt, what I'm using is soy sauce. Okay, you can use any kind of soy sauce. It doesn't have to be tamari. Tamari is a pretty high quality soy sauce. Instead of just white sugar, I'm using brown sugar. All right, that molasses actually gives a nice caramelization to the chicken. All right, and then you see I have about 2 cups of water here as well. And then the aromatics go in, additional flavorings. All right, we're gonna use some garlic, some fresh jalapeno. I have some rice wine vinegar, some mirin, red chilies, okay? These are just dry chilies, some coriander seeds, and some crushed red pepper for a little bit of added spice. All right, so this is going to be the base of my brine. I'm going to put all these ingredients into a pot, bring it to a simmer just to kind of dissolve the sugar. Once that happens, I'm going to go ahead and cool it down with some ice and then pour it over my chicken and let it brine for at least a few hours, okay? Or overnight. We'll be back. All right, chefs, here we are back. A few things I gotta do now to get my ramen going, basically. One of the things I'm gonna do is basically fortify my stock. So I have some basic chicken cooking stock here. I'm gonna take that stock and I'm gonna fortify it. What I mean by fortify is I'm going to enhance the flavor with other ingredients. All right, first thing I'm gonna start with is GGS, which we talked about in the past videos: garlic, ginger, and scallion. That is going to go into my broth. I'm going to add some shiitake mushroom stems. That is going to go into my broth to add some umami and more depth of flavor. I'm also going to put in some jalapeno for some heat. All right. And then I'm going to add in some of my spices, or rather seasonings over here. I have mirin, rice wine vinegar, tamari soy sauce, chilies, hoisin, and some garlic chili sauce. These are the things I'm going to put into the broth to fortify it and make it really, 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 really tasty. Okay, I said really a whole bunch of times there. And then I got to compose the dish, right? And how I'm going to compose it, I'm going to put it all together with some, of course, some noodles. All right, I'm going to use basic ramen noodles. These are instant. You can get soba noodles. You can get I'm drawing a blank, but you can get glass noodles. You can get a whole kinds of different kinds of noodles, whatever you want to use. These are just quick and easy. I'm going to go ahead and blanch some bok choy, right, in some boiling salted water. Just waiting for that to come to a boil. Bok choy is like a baby cabbage. You can sub this with some other kind of cabbage if you want, or even spinach leaves or anything like that. And then I'm going to wash and dry off some cilantro. That is a very classic add-on to ramen as well. Okay, and then I'm gonna optional add in some lime, And over here I have my soft boiled eggs. I already soft boiled them because there's a lot to this video, so I wanted to make it as short as possible. Now I boiled those instead of 11 minutes for a hard boiled. I boiled those for 7 minutes and then shocked them in some cold water. Okay, that's where we're at. I'm gonna go ahead and fortify my broth right in here. And I'm gonna sear my chicken, which we already brined. Right here, my cast iron skillet. I'm gonna pop the pan in the oven. So we're gonna have the brine chicken, we're gonna have the fortified broth, we're gonna have the noodles, and we're gonna have the blanched bok choy. All that is going into my ramen. All right, we'll be back. All right, chef, so we're back. I just wanted to show you real quick what I was doing now. I just pulled the mushrooms out of the oven. All right, they're nicely roasted, ready to go. I pulled the chicken out of the oven. Now I'm just letting it rest, okay, for about 10 minutes or so. And I'm bringing my broth, my fortified broth now, to a boil. Once that boils, I'm gonna go ahead and drop my noodles in, cook that for about 3 or 4 minutes, or until tender, and then I'm gonna put it all together. I think that's it. All right, see you soon.